Hey guys, so in today's tutorial we're gonna talk about threads and multiprocessing in Python. So we have defined a very simple example where we have a task that takes 1 second to complete. So if we run these two tasks sequentially, it's gonna take us 2 seconds to run them. Whereas if we had and used threads, we could use actually multiprocessing. So those two tasks would actually run in parallel and the cost would be actually around 1 second with a little bit of extra overhead. So what we want to do is actually import from threading the thread class. Then we have again the same task that is gonna have a sleep argument of 1 second, and then we're gonna use thread and use the argument target to define the function that we want to run. So as you can see here, we create two different threads and then we start the threads. We wait for the threads to complete by using t1.join and t2.join and measure the time. And we can see that takes a little bit over 1 second. Another great thing with threads is that you can actually pass arguments. So the way that you pass arguments, which you can use in the function, for example here our function takes an argument of id, is by just simply specifying the arguments equals something in the thread class. Okay, so you can open up the documentation as well and read a little bit more about the thread, because this is a very simplified tutorial just to show you some of the things you can do with the threads. Pretty much not everything, because there are quite a lot of libraries that actually use threads and processes, and this is a really low-level tutorial, and usually we use high-level, already made and not buggish libraries to handle multi-threading and multiple processes. So again, here we can see how the task starts and how they are completed, and all of these tasks run in around 1 second. So actually this computer had 10 threads available, so they run in parallel. And you can see also that you can use for loops with the threads, put them in a list, start them, and then end them by using a for loop through the list. Pretty simple stuff. And there is also another type of threads that I want to talk about, which is the daemon threads or the background threads. So if you want to specify a daemon thread or a background thread, you just have to specify the daemon arguments equals to true, or do it by using the thread.daemon attribute equals to true. Two ways to do the same specific thing. Usually we use this notation here because it's one line over 2 lines, but whatever you want, write as you want, it doesn't really matter. So again, we define a counter and a timer, and we actually gonna be sleeping all the time for 1 second, and then we can call the thread. So the difference between the daemon thread and the simple thread is that you actually need to wait before you can kill the simple thread. Okay, so here we had actually to wait for a little bit before being able to kill the thread, whereas the daemon thread runs on the background. So if a program exits or closes, you can do that pretty much without waiting, and the thread closes automatically. In general, we try not to use daemon threads, and we usually use simple threads because for critical applications, they have some better error handling and guarantees. So yeah, that's all for threads. A very, very high level, not in-depth tutorial on threads. Sorry for that, but really you won't use them, at least in this form, when writing Python.